Steven Coreno, KOR The Sports right here with one of my favorites, Manny Robles, brother. Good seeing you, brother.
Good seeing you too.
Man, this is a good one, bro. It's a really, really good one. I've seen Serhii Bohachuk in the gym with you guys for a long time now. I know for a moment there, you know, both of these guys were working in your gym, and you know, Vergil and them. Just first, let's stick with Bohachuk. Just you know, I know that guy's a workhorse, man. But talk about just, I don't know if you've seen a difference pre-war to like post-war Bohachuk. I mean, I know he's a hard-working guy, but just, I don't know, mentally, whatever, I don't, can you tell me if there's been a difference in him, or just what does he talk to you about, you know, kind of the whole situation?
I mean, this is obviously one of the biggest fight of his career after winning the world title. He's ready, mentally, physically. He believes in himself. We believe in him, which is the most important thing, and he's ready to go.
Man, you, like I said, you've had Vergil in there, you know, obviously they've sparred sometimes. Like, I know they were kind of, you know, both under your tutelage there, so like, when both these guys are kind of sparring and they're both your guys, like, what's your role? Do you like pick a side and Estrellita gets the other side, or how does the work happen?
No, definitely not. I mean, both Serhii and Vergil know each other quite well. Serhii was actually Vergil's sparring partner when he was getting ready for the Mean Machine, Velasquez. So, you know, Robert, back then he was training with Robert, and, you know, Robert called me and asked that they said that they needed sparring, and like, hey, this is great sparring. I mean, why not? So we would drive to Riverside. We drove to Riverside for several weeks to help out Vergil. They got to know each other. We gave him all the work he needed, all the work he could handle, I guess, you know what I mean? Because, you know, they were short on sparring partners, and like, you know, we were willing to go out there and help, and that's what they did. Well, nothing but respect between both of them inside the ring. You know, you know, when you step in that ring, they both went at it. They both sparred. They both gave each other great work, and as we know, later on in the future, Vergil ended up in my gym, and they got a chance to spar on a couple of occasions, and it was always good work. They were always respectful, hard. They went at it hard as you normally do in sparring when you're getting ready for a fight. But it was always good work. No, and obviously, you know, when you're working with both fighters, you don't pick a side. You just make sure that both of your fighters are getting ready for the respective fights.
When having had that experience, right, with Vergil, you know, I feel it's different than just game planning, watching a fighter on tape, right? Like, how is it different, being that you had been in the gym with him, you know, day after day, under his, you know, him being under your tutelage, as opposed to maybe just kind of watching tape of a guy?
No, it's definitely different, and the thing about it is that they know each other well. You know, having to spar on several of occasions, they know each other well. They know what their weaknesses are. They know what their strengths are, and just like they said, right? You know, now you got to follow up from whatever you did in sparring. Now it's gonna follow up into the fight.
Man, I just want to talk a little boxing with you. You know, we got Canelo versus Berlanga coming up. You know, not the fight that fight fans really wanted. You know. But, you know, I've been asking everyone, you know, Berlanga is a young kid, has a lot of power, right? Just 1 to 10, what's the threat level of Berlanga to Canelo, you think?
Okay, any fighter is always a threat. There's no such thing as an easy fight, and I'm sure that Canelo knows that. The Canelo team know that. That's why he is where he is. You know, that's why he's one of the best fighters in the world, because he doesn't take any fight lightly. You know, and then Berlanga's he's a live dog, man. I mean, you know, he has his record to prove it. You know what I mean? He's an undefeated fighter, up and coming, young, hungry, and that wants to be in the same position Canelo's in right now. So he's got something to prove. He's got a chip on his shoulders, and I believe it's going to be a great fight.
Man, last one for me. You know, your former fighter, Andy Ruiz, just fought down in L.A., broke his hand, looks pretty gnarly, his broken hand. Just, you know, any message to Andy? Just, you know, kind of, you're a fighter, you know, you've gone through fighters, you know, what is that kind of just message to him to get through that?
No, look, Canelo, Andy and I, we're good, man. You know, we respect each other. We send each other messages, you know, from time to time. He sent me a message the other day. I wrote back, and God bless you, man. Wish you nothing but the best. This was before his fight, and I wish him nothing but the best, man. I mean, look, it's unfortunate he hurt his hand. You know, a lot of fighters have been through that, but you gotta find a way. You know, you got to, as a fighter, you know, shit happens in the ring, and you just gotta find a way to win. You gotta find a way to get through the fight. Everybody goes through certain situations, either in the ring, during the fight, before a fight. I don't think there's ever a perfect scenario, but where there's a will, there's a way. So I'm sure that Andy will be back, and learning experience. Every fight, I believe, is a learning experience. Andy's got to come back, get back to the drawing board with his team, of course, his coaches, and see what went right, what went wrong, and fix it, and work from it, and grow from it.
Manny, pleasure, man. Thank you so much, bro. Appreciate it.